rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mike? Here. Mr. Loring? Here. Mr. DeBoer?
Here.
Mr. Helmers is here. Sorry, Mike, I didn't say that.
I'm used to it.
Consider the June 10th agenda.
I got one, the resolution 59, we need to delete that off the agenda. We're not gonna assess that because we're not done with that project yet, so we're just gonna wait till we're done with that project since the landowner didn't withdraw his petition.
I'll make that motion with that correction.
Motion and support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. May 27th, 2025 minutes.
Maybe I've been wrong all this time, but I think there's supposed to be a T in there.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have something like that?
Well, I've been spelling my
his
name wrong.
Oh,
I don't always. Just that one time.
okay, I'll support. And motion and support for the May 27 minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Approved. Cigarette permits, Quick Trip, and Co-op Energy.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Have a motion and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Motion carried. Got time to
Sandy's here
discuss that,
too.
or what? Or would you
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the board,
Wait with that just a few
3 minutes, yeah, and we might not have enough time maybe to discuss that. Maybe?
It says confidential, so if you wanna just wait a minute with it.
Yeah, Sandy would
Hold
say
on just
back
a minute,
in.
and then we'll talk to the department. I gotta go to both sides, so. I think we'll go ahead, and it's okay, go ahead with the department heads and start with Sharon.
Got here just in time. It's fiscal year end, so we're just working on updating homesteads and militaries and preparing the abstract and the reconciliation to send to the state. And we'll close out our 25 values and start working on 26 next month, so. And the taxes will be going out on the 24 values. So, it's a process, so.
Okay.
That's it.
Brian or Keith?
Engineering department, so on the flooding update, we actually are now starting to see some money come in from FEMA. We got the reimbursement for the signage we put out. Debris removal's in place, we might be starting to see that check rolling as well, so it's good to see some movement in that area. On the I-15 bridge down by Poet, we're having a re-inspection of it tomorrow by FEMA. Their description of the damage wasn't extensive compared to what actually had happened, so they wanted to clear that up. But to do that, they have to put eyes on it again. Project-wise, on A30, that's the asphalt project here south of town. There's no start date yet. We expect a September or later start for the contractor on that. F10 Bridge with the CHBP grant, there's still no news on that. We are continuing to work on right-of-way acquisitions for that project. The Oak Hill culverts, the contractor is waiting for the second culvert to be fully completed before he starts. Doesn't want to get started and stopped. So that probably won't happen until later this month or early July. The chip seal project, the chip seal is down. We're going to be, we have temporary markings out right now, and we'll have it striped in a week or two. Equipment-wise, we did take possession of the new folding V plow, which was in the current year's fiscal budget, so they just squeaked it in a little late for snow season, but we do have it for next year now. So that's what's going on with us.
Okay. Nick?
So camp season is in full swing. Our campgrounds have actually been pretty busy, and then not only the campgrounds, but parks and like the lodge, and it seems like there's people just crawling everywhere all the time. So the grass keeps growing, and we keep mowing it, obviously. We did have some storm damage in a couple of places, like down in Trabandi, I think we lost a tree. In Melvin, we lost a couple trees. So after we got out and cleaned up all the sticks from last winter, we got to go clean up more sticks. But we got most of that stuff all cleaned up. Starting food plot work, trying to get those in before this next round of rain comes. And then we're going to start our fight with the thistles here pretty soon. And I would think the cabin should be open within the next week and a half or so.
You did get some part-time help hired?
It starts, yes,
Okay.
one. He was supposed to start Monday, and then he was gonna start today, and now I think he's starting tomorrow, so,
Okay, good luck.
thanks.
Kevin?
Well, as you know, we hired a new deputy, and he's got to pass his physical and everything yet, but that should be an issue. And when he gets that done, then we'll get him enrolled in the academy. We're hoping that there'll be room available in September, so hopefully he'll be gone from September to December for the academy, 16 weeks. And with the July 1st, you know, the mental health regions are all going away. And so I've been contacted by a couple of different companies that want to do our inmate mental health. The one company is the one we're currently with, ITP. Never been really impressed with them, but the other company is called Flow State. They brought in a package of endorsements from 36 other sheriffs that have gone with them already, and I really like what they offer, so I decided to go with Flow State for our inmate mental health.
Okay.
The office has been pretty busy, and this past Saturday, Mark Carlson from Ashton and I put on a veteran resource event over in Ocheaton that turned out for our first one fairly well. We had quite a good turnout. Everybody who came said they'd like to see more events like this, so we thought we'd maybe try to have one in the fall over in Ashton, just kind of move them around. We had representatives from Sioux Falls VA come over, Iowa Works, the VFW and the Legions and auxiliaries, and it was a good turnout. We were really pleased with it.
Good. Sandy?
Well, got a couple of things. Our 2024 Ford E50 or 450 will be ready by the end of the month, the 1st of July. So we'll be getting that in our fleet. We had 9 people that took the first responder class. Right now we gained 3 new first responders that are passed the test. Ocheaton now has 2 and 1 in Melbourne. Also in Ocheaton, we just put an RM exempt on our roster too. So Ocheaton's filling up with, hopefully we'll get a full staff going pretty soon. Also, been working on the opiate funds. And we have a list of items that we're able to purchase through the opiate funding, so I'll make sure that I get on the agenda and get the board's approval for that. That's
Good.
pretty much what I've been up to.
Use some of that money. Andre,
All right, so I got bids for my housing needs assessment finally, and I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks to hire a company so we can get that done across the county. High impact grant application window starts today. Everything should be in the papers tomorrow. I'm gonna email all the groups that apply for grants today, update the county website, Facebook. I've been working with the County Historical Society. We're getting the museums to all work together on a tourism promotion for the county, and then getting ready for Reg Ride in July.
and Rochelle.
We're getting busy trying to get those waiver letters sent out and taxes, working on that. My office is gonna have limited staff on June 26th and 27th. We have election training. We're getting a new system. So our meetings are in Storm Lake, so we'll be traveling, so we're gonna have somebody in the office, but we won't be able to do passports or anything, then I'll have an ad in the paper. And I'm a little upset with the state because every other region, they have 2 different dates, so you can split your office. Northwest Iowa is the only one that only has 1 date. And then you say something about it and they go, you can just go elsewhere. Yeah, 4 or 5 hours away. That's what I got
So you
for an
have
answer.
no poll?
No, I have no poll. They don't even
I thought you had poll.
they don't even respond to me when I emailed and said, why are we the only region that don't have 2 options? They didn't even respond to
They
me,
didn't
so
want to travel here.
they don't want to travel here. Yeah.
There you go.
When she calls me, she has a poll.
Oh, well, whatever. Not even close.
All right. I don't even know who brought treats today, but.
Keith did.
Keith, help yourself, and thank you all.
A new election system?
Yes.
How many times can you get a new one?
I was
feel like you've been
wondering
down
that
this
same
road.
Yeah. Well, it's not equipment, it's the iVoters, it's the software, like what we use to generate elections. And the last one was 20 years ago, because Kurt was 40 when I was gone on his 40th birthday. That's one reason why I remember that.
Okay.
Now he's going to be
Seems
60.
like you're always getting updates then.
Yeah, no, this is software.
All
It's not
right.
equipment.
Consider approval and disapproval of ambulance service hardship discount program write-off.
Yes, did you guys all get that, little notice? Okay, let me just, so what had happened is basically, they had asked us to. They had asked us to bring a patient to Sioux Falls, and it was not Medicare approved, even though the doctor had filled out like a non-emergency transfer sheet. So the patient was billed for the ride down there, which she paid out of her own pocket. The bill that they're looking to either discount out or to have the board write off would be the trip that she has to pay to come back from Sioux Falls. The ambulance had to stay there and wait for the procedure to get done and then bring them back, just simply. So, and in the nursing home, I'm assuming that her funds aren't, I don't think she probably has a lodging reserve. I don't really know much about this.
I never knew you did that type of trip.
That was my question for you. Do you do that often? Is that something you're allowed to do?
Not really, not really. I found it really odd that they wouldn't pay for that, but, you know,
I mean,
Medicare's.
have you guys done that?
Pardon?
Have you guys done that type of
Mhm.
transfer?
Yes, we've brought patients over, you know, before, but not to a clinic, you know, not to a clinic, and yeah. I think that was the hospital to hospital, you know, Jerry, we've done that where we have gone and brought them to an appointment that they've had at another hospital. We've waited at that hospital for that procedure to be done and then brought them back to the hospital, which Medicare does pick that up, but not to just you know, yeah, like a, like a, yeah, like an eye doctor or something. So,
There's no way, you don't think Medicare will ever pick it up?
she's, well, she felt like, or the daughter, I think it's the daughter, right? Yeah, so she doesn't have the money. And this was done last year, I believe. So the bill's over a year old. Well, will be a year old here, coming up. And, yeah,
From the way it looked to me, I don't think we'd ever have a chance of getting the money.
yeah, PCC's exhausted their resources as trying to get that money, so it's kind of.
Thoughts?
I'd make a motion to do it under the hardship and forgive it.
I have a motion. I'll second it. Motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thanks. You'll stick around for this next one too? Okay. Reconsider action concerning medical examiner fees, consider clarifying language. Do you want to talk, or how? Jason and I spoke with Dr. Costers, and Rochelle did too. I think the way I understand it, tell me if I'm wrong, Rochelle, it's got to go through the chain of command. I mean, the medical examiner has to say, you can go ahead and do your examination or do whatever you have to do. But if he isn't the one telling you to do it, and then it's up to his discretion on who gets what. He's not arguing that you don't deserve it, don't deserve it the way but he just wants it to be follow the chain of command. Am I right?
Yeah, and they kind of want to determine how to set the fee or whatever, the $250, who gets what, instead of splitting it 50-50. They want to. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The medical examiner wants to decide, who gets paid so much, instead of a 50-50 split. So I guess, did we change the language, Rochelle?
I suppose we're going to have to have it more clarifying, instead of a 250 split, upon recommendation of the medical examiner, I guess,
It's up to his discretion.
How to split the bill. That makes sense.
And like I say, he doesn't have any qualms about paying them, and if they do half the work, they get half the money, but.
Yeah, because one of them is a medical examiner got 100, and then the ME's was going 150. That they thought you deserved that instead of them.
Yeah.
So you would get the 150, and they would get the 100. In the other case, I don't know, a little different, but.
But I guess his biggest issue was just following the chain of command, and he has no problem with you guys doing the work as long as it's okay by him first. Am I right, Rochelle?
Yeah, but they have Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
that's what it's saying. But you guys don't go out unless they tell you to go out, so I didn't understand all that either, but.
So far, that's the way it's been, you know, that they've asked who's on call, you know, if I or D is on call, and then, but, yeah. And, yeah, I guess, you know, it's, I didn't think it was a big deal, but, okay. But
Something
yes, you're
about-
right.
Something about the code, and I didn't look up.
Yeah,
the
I
code.
didn't look up the code
The way
either.
the code reads, you have to follow those.
Protocols,
Those
yeah.
protocols.
So do we just like then would we send a claim to you and then you would send it to Dr. Coster and he would just, or would he just, I'm not for sure how
Well, normally what happens is that they send us a bill. Every
okay.
time they go out, they send us a bill of $250, whoever was the medical director or deputies.
Okay.
And then the
okay.
last one he sent to us, he gave himself 100 and gave the investigator 150.
Okay.
So I think they will split the bill, my understanding,
Yep.
from the clinic to the county.
Okay.
But we would have to know which one of you went out.
Okay.
Because they
All
don't
right.
tell us that. But
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds about, that
So-
sounds fair.
so you probably won't get paid until I get a bill from them
Mm-hmm.
stating
Yeah.
how to divide it.
Okay.
Do we need a motion or anything? to
Yeah, we
change
probably,
that, or-
we probably better. Yeah, we probably better. I'm not sure with the motion.
How would you work?
I don't know.
Would the motion read, up to the medical examiner's discretion or per code of Iowa or something? I
don't know how you'd want to word it.
Any examiner discretion. How to. I didn't think of that part. Yeah, how to split a per call. Discuss how to split.
got that down there. Can you read it back to?
Well, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out here. Up to the ME, how to examine, or up to the ME's discretion, how to
Direct fees or?
direct the ME fees, or,
Yeah.
does that make sense, ME fees?
Mm-hmm.
Up to the medical examiner, up to the medical examiner discretion, how to split the ME fees, medical examiner fees. Does that make sense? Of 250?
Makes
Or
sense
just-
to me for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, until we get it down, and it makes sense now, and then we try to read it later, it's like, what does that mean? Okay. All right.
Somebody wanna make that motion?
A motion.
Motion by Lawrence, support by Schulte to do that.
Clarify the language.
Clarify the language, yeah.
Language
Yeah.
of the MEs.
Yeah, I'll put something about the previous minutes and clarify it, and,
All
okay.
those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Okay, thank you.
Consider the, thanks Andy.
You betcha.
Consider approval of the appointment of Lucas Dahlman as deputy jailer, did I say that right?
Yeah, deputy jailer,
It's
yeah.
not for me.
And he's gonna be making $62,298. And his last name is Dahlman, Dahlman. Lucas.
I'll make that motion.
Support. And support for the appointment of Lucas Dahlman as deputy jailer.
From Loring or DeBoer, who said it first? All right, no one cares, okay.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Consider approval of funding agreement with Iowa DOT for the Bridge E15 deck overlay project and all those numbers.
You can read the whole thing? This is the bridge down there by Schnapp's on Northwest Boulevard. We're gonna do a deck overlay where we mill the deck down, repair any, anything below that milling depth, and then come in with another layer of concrete, similar to the one we did over on Tyler Avenue this past year. This agreement is for us to be able to tap the HBP funds through the state that are our funds, but they're administered through the state. So it's pretty much a standard boilerplate DOT agreement.
And where did you say that was at?
It's a bridge right here by Schnapp's.
Okay.
Motion.
I have a motion to approve that funding agreement. Support. Support from Schulte. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Consider approval of William F. Allen Post 773 Class C Retail Alcohol License.
They do not have their dram shop yet. They're still trying to get that, but the state said that we could approve it upon, their dram shop, so. Because their liquor license expires this month, so I don't know why.
Is that the one out here?
Yeah,
Okay.
it takes forever to get their dram shop, so, but the state said we could, we could approve it upon verification of dram shop, and
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Schulte, supported by DeBoer. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Consider approval of special class C retail alcohol license, May City Fire Department and Back Pocket Brewing LLC.
I think we're gonna have to make two different motions here, because May City, I don't have their dram shop yet. Andre said that Nick got it yesterday, but I haven't got notification from the state yet, so it's gonna have to be the same thing upon approval of their
That's
mission.
something on the agenda next week or next?
Why, we can still approve it,
Okay.
we just gotta wait for their dram shop, so. But the Back Pocket Brewery, I have their dram shop, theirs license is ready to go, so.
I'll motion for May City.
I have a motion for May City Fire Department
Support.
and support. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So this Back Pocket, they want to be on the phone to give them a call in case you guys have any questions
Okay.
about it, so I'll just call them.
Discuss it all at first with Jeff, or I've had calls from both sides. May City would respectfully like us not to okay it. I'm not sure for your phone calls.
Yeah, the
They
state,
can really do that.
yeah, the state
Back
didn't
to
give
it,
me.
I have a question for you, Rochelle. Does May City Fire Department get a fee from them or not?
Well,
Do you remember
they
how we-
asked that, and I have the agreement here. When I talked to this lady at the Back Pocket, she had no problem doing this fee to May City.
To May City.
Yeah, they had no problem doing it. They were just questioning if it's not, inside May City. But I told her that's in the fire department, so
It's in their fire district.
I don't know.
You get call on it too, or-
No.
So, I mean,
Michelle and I talked about it.
Nick said to me about, approving that.
Back Pocket, yeah,
Yeah, that they would get the 250 out of them.
500, isn't it?
250.
Is it 250?
Oh, one way to look at it, he said, but
For profit vendors is
he didn't
250.
want them there.
Yeah. But I don't really know how we can do that.
Legally, I don't know how we could refuse it.
I mean,
Maybe we can, I don't know.
the state couldn't give me really any guidance, or they didn't want to give me any guidance, but they said if we did deny it, that they could appeal it.
Yeah, and they'd probably win.
Yeah, I don't know.
Landowner, where it's gonna go, they contracted them too, so.
Yep.
The landowner would have to back off on his,
Yeah, and he's not gonna,
no. So,
I don't know if you guys want them on the phone. Do they want to be on the phone?
They want to be on the phone in case you guys had any questions, so. Coralville. They said they were here the last time.
Yeah, I think
For a
the
break,
same,
right?
same spot, I think. They're gonna put it on the Mennonite barn, Biggles barn. Mennonites might not like it.
This is Whitney.
Hi, Whitney. This is Rochelle calling from Osceola County.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How about you? I'm going to get Steve on the phone and then we can go from there. Okay?
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know how we could refuse it, I would like to.
I don't really think it will affect them much. I think.
Steve's number's not going through for me. Do I have the right one of 515-577-3094? I get a busy single. Whitney?
Did you lose her?
Whitney?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hey, Whitney. Yeah, Steve's number's not going through. I don't know if I wrote it down wrong.
Oh, okay. Let me pull it up. Hold on 1 second.
It's busy.
What number did you have?
515-577-3094.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, I'll try it one more time.
Okay.
It dials and then it goes to busy.
Okay, well, we can just do this without him.
I'll try one more time, maybe. Yeah, it rings a couple times and it's busy, so I don't know what's going on there.
I don't either. Hold on. Okay, I have another number for you.
Okay.
It's 515
Okay.
875
Okay.
4914.
Okay. Hi, Steve. This is Rochelle calling from Osceola County. I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, we're in the board meeting right now, so.
Steve, it's Jerry Elmers, chairman of the board for right now. We're discussing your special class C retail alcohol license. Would you like to comment on it?
Just that we did this back in 2014. We were actually very excited to be returning to a place that we started this whole process. So this is our first spot we were ever at. This will be our 135th spot in the last 11 years. We've never had any issues. We generally like to set up in farm fields like this. We try to stay away from towns as much as we can or go after towns. We're willing to work with towns if they need any assistance or any help or anything like that because we've been doing it for a while. So we kind of know what it takes to make this work just for the crowds. We generally see about 4 to 5% of the people stop at our spot. So that leaves 95% that don't stop, whether they're not looking for craft beer or just want to get on into town and that kind of thing. So there definitely, out of 25,000 riders, that leaves 21 to 22,000 other riders for for other vendors. I know we are one of the larger ones. I won't deny that, but generally we do not see as many people as people think we do, I guess.
Do you have we have a agreement with May City for a $250 fee. Do you have a problem with that $250 fee?
We do not.
No, we don't. Oh,
Sorry, Whitney.
no, it's okay. Well, yeah, we do not have a problem with that. I was kind of talking with Rochelle yesterday about that. We kind of discussed, hey, we could fill out that form, but it looks like in this form, it was just stating the inexact address. So we were just, wanting to clarify that we wanted to fill out the form. We have no problem with that fee, but yeah.
And that can go to May City?
And the fee is it goes directly to May City. The check is made out to May City.
Okay.
They just like $100 deposit fee that they probably wouldn't have to pay because it's not inside May City limit. So just a $250 fee. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Any other discussion or comments, guys? And you said you were willing to help out May City. How would you help them out?
I mean, if they've got questions on, like how we do what we do, I guess we can, kind of suggest, we get 6 porta potties. I'm guessing the town probably usually gets a little bit more than that.
Sure.
I know they're the beginning of the gravel route. I don't know if there's some kind of switch over for gravel bikes, if people do that, or how that gravel route thing works. Just little things like that. We usually generally try to find shade. Shade is kind of what we're known for. So I don't know if May City has a city park or, that kind of stuff. Generally people they just kind of want to sit down in the shade and relax a little bit. As much as you guys can do, to get lines and make stuff as fast as you possibly can. That's the big thing.
Okay. Do you guys got any more questions? Do you have any questions for us, Steve?
Not at all. Not at all. Like I said, we're excited to kind of be returning to our original spot that we did. So.
Do you want them on the line while they?
Yeah, and you'll send the check out today or the agreement today to Nick or
Yeah.
what's okay?
Yeah, and I'll mail that check right now, and I'll send you a copy of it, just so you can see that. I'll write it. I can write it right in a second. And then I'll send you a copy of it and I'll get it in the mail today.
Okay, you have my email, right? You can just email it to me?
Yep, I'll scan it.
Okay,
over.
okay. The agreement says by June 1st, but I don't think they'll have a problem with that, right? Because we're past June 1st, but as long as they get their money, I think they should be fine. Okay.
You want to make that motion right now, or do you want to not allow it? That's up to you guys.
I don't see how we can not allow it. Or we don't.
Jeff, comments? Gonna go with Nick, so.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll support that.
Got a motion and support to support the license for backcountry, is it backcountry? What is it?
Back pocket.
Brewing? Back Pocket Brewing? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nay. It's passed.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
It's been approved, yep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Against my better judgment, but I don't see how we can stop it.
They will find it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Consider approval of resolution 56 designating city clerk as filing officer for city election.
A while back, the state gave us the option that I could be the filing clerk or the cities could be the filing clerk. And there's pros and cons to everything, but a lot of people don't want to come to Sibley to drop off their papers. They'd rather drop it off at the city with the city clerk. So in the past, I've always designated them. I think the only time that I had to change it when Ochene and Harris had the same city clerk, then I had to be filing clerk for Harris, I think it was at that time. Just because they had the same filing clerk, you can't be two places at one time, so. But I'd like to designate all the city clerks to be the filing
I'll make the motion.
on that.
Resolution 56.
Have a motion and support for resolution 56. Mr. Schulte?
Aye.
Mr. Loring? Aye. Mr. DeBoer?
Aye.
And Mr. Hammond votes aye. Resolution number 57, assessment of drainage districts.
So this is just kind of what, you guys talked about the last time, what you want for balances, and so this is what we have to raise in each one of these ditches.
Motion. Have a motion
Support?
and support for resolution number 57. Mr. Loring? Aye. Mr. DeBoer?
Aye.
Mr. Schulte? Aye. Mr. Helmut votes aye. Resolution number 58, assessment drainage districts joint 1, 2, and 3.
We gotta do it separate because we're joint with Dickinson, so it's a little bit different resolution.
Each one needs a,
No, we can just do it all,
okay.
but we just had to split it out for the joints because we'll have to send this to Dickinson County so they can approve it and they can, that common outlet has been a pain to try to understand that and try to get that right. So hopefully we got it. We've had a lot of discussion in my office about that one.
Make the motion on resolution 58.
I have a motion on resolution 58 and support. Any more discussion? If not, Mr. Schulte?
Aye.
Mr. Loring? Aye. Mr. DeBoer?
Aye.
Mr. Helmut votes aye. Consider approval of extension of 28-day agreement with Lyon County for county attorney services till the 1st of July.
Yep, I got confirmation she has a house rented and she will be here July 1st. So we will get her sworn in July 1st. So.
And Lyon County is okay with that?
Yep. Yeah.
Make the motion to
Support?
I have a motion from Mr. Loring and support from Mr. DeBoer. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consider approval of quote to polish the courthouse floors.
So I thought we had this done in 24, but we didn't have it done until November of 23. So it's a little bit longer than I thought. And we paid $27.50 for that. So his bid of $3,200 I think was too bad. Of course, he charged us tax, so we got to take that off it. It'd be $3,200 to do the floors. And
Something to do every year.
we should do it every year to keep our floors. We haven't been, but we need to do that more.
So this is the only one that you,
That's the only one I got because I don't want to say too much. I mean, I can get another quote if you want me to, but
You feel we need another quote?
I can, but
I don't. It's up to you. What do you think?
yeah, I would say it'd probably be a good idea to get another quote.
okay, so from where?
Oh, pick one.
There's not many to choose from, and
That's about D. Ryder over in Spare Lake.
So who
Yeah.
did, who did it last
He's a
time?
shopper, but I know he does that.
he's the one that did it last time.
Oh.
So who did it last time?
The Do Rider or Do Reader or whatever his name is. He did it the last time.
Who else does it? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
Well, I would say if you can't find anybody else, then I'd go with this one.
Yeah,
And I would make that a motion.
I'll support it.
And the motion is,
If you can't find anybody else to
Yeah.
bid, to go with this one.
okay, I have a motion and support. Does everybody understand that motion and
So you want me to go get another bid, is what you're telling me?
try to find it?
Try another bid?
Yeah.
Okay. But, okay. So if can't, then we go with this one? That's the motion then?
Yeah.
So you don't have no idea who else? Because I don't. Okay.
Do those shares do that from May City? I know they do.
They redo wooden floors, I
Oh,
know.
redo them, yeah.
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 I guess I'm not sure, I've thought about that too.
Okay.
Who was that?
Keith
Keith
Schneider
Schneider.
from May City.
I don't know him, I guess.
They redo wooden floors, they do a
Yeah.
nice job with that, I know
Yeah.
that.
Their city clerk, because they had somebody do the community center last year.
Okay. All right.
I don't
Do you
recall.
want to just wait then to make a motion?
Yeah, let's just,
Wait.
should we just table this then until I get
Until
some,
he gets
makes
more
more
bids.
sense to me for me to table it. That's all right. So change yours to table it? Okay.
Yeah, we had somebody out around late, but I can't remember.
Or she'd make up my mind for me.
Okay, we're gonna table the approval for the quote to polish the courthouse floor until we get further bids.
How long is this quote good for?
I don't know for sure. I'll have to ask. I don't know.
Well, we'll put on next week's agenda until we get a quote.
Yeah, probably. Yep. So we'll just table it.
All right. I guess claims. Or did I miss something?
No.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.
County engineer is spending one. County engineer is spending one.
Yeah, this one was a more expensive model.
He's got big
He's got it
pockets.
covered.
We had some bridge work and some chip seal work. Some of our construction projects.
I know.
But he's got a big checkbook.
Trying to get it spent by the end of the fiscal year.
There's some of that too. We're harping on vendors to get their bills in too. Yeah.
Juvenile probation, do we have somebody in there? Is that just a regular fee?
Right. No, we had somebody in there. We had to pay. I think that person's gone now, but we had to make up
Okay.
to have the budget amendment. Now we no longer have a contract with them, so.
I'll make a motion to pay the claims.
I have a motion and support to pay the claims. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Does anybody have anything else?
I have a question. During our safety meeting, we had talked about, Leroy was there, about getting fire alarms so they all tie in together on all 3 floors. And Corey's willing to help us with that, but I didn't know how far, Corey Shear, he's willing to help us with that, but I didn't know how far the board wanted me to go with that. I didn't want him to put all this work in, and I don't know how much it would cost, or, but first we thought, we would use the company that's doing the sheriff's office to tie into our sprinkler or to our fire alarm, but I don't know, it might be more spendy than if we tried something else. I don't know how far you want me to go, or how far I don't want Corey to put a lot of work in, then we're not gonna do anything, is what I guess I'm trying to get at.
That'd be too big a deal, would it?
Put a fire alarms in so that all, if there's a fire on the 3rd floor, then all floors go off. It was in our safety meeting, it was brought up for that.
So everybody can hear it?
Yeah. And like I said, Corey's willing to help, which I appreciate a lot, but I just try to get quotes, and he doesn't want to overstep any bound. He doesn't want to overstep toes, and he's not overstepping my toes at all. I'm very thankful for that, so.
It'd be
But,
nice to see some quotes.
okay, all right. I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to ask before we went any further than that, so.
Anybody got anything else? Nope. Then I will take a motion. You got it.
Second.
Have a motion from Schulte, second by the board to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.